RedBeard Podcast is brought to you by these cool dudes.
Yo, what up, everybody? It's RedBeard Podcast. It's Friday, February 3rd. We're about to do this. What up, kid?
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Just chilling, relaxing, maxing.
Yeah. Chilling
Jackson.
out, school. What's the other? Relaxing, maxing, chilling outside of school. It was like Fresh Prince, man. When a couple of guys, they were up to no good. Oh, man. Nah, dude, I'm excited, man, because Friday, today's my day off, so I don't have to do shit. But except record this podcast and have fun. And
I get to bounce tonight.
Oh yeah, dude. All right. Before I gotta make a quick announcement. But before we get into my question for you is I want to let everybody know that Tony Flying Solo is coming back, and I'm gonna be recording a podcast with Don Carrara tonight. You guys know who he is, so keep your eyes posted for that in the next couple of days. But back to bouncing, man. Tell me about what you were talking to me about yesterday, like the people that you run into when they're like wasted.
Bro.
Yo, let me tell you about. Listen.
Bro, you if I'm out of control, you let me know. All right.
You're already out of control, bro. I think you're at that point.
You just let me know because you're security. And I'll go home. I'll go home and yeah. But first, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get another beer.
At what point do you have control over if they get cut off or not?
I can cut somebody off like when I feel like they've had too much to drink already.
Right.
Last thing we want is somebody to get alcohol poisoning, you know, end up getting taken out on a stretcher, or, there's stairs, there's, all kinds of shit happening. Like, you don't want somebody to, trip and fall. You don't want them to get too fucking out of hand. And then, also, you get a little bit of liquid courage in you. You're more likely to start a fight or a brawl or something like that. You also don't want that to happen. So, as people start getting a little bit too wobbly, I'm like, okay, that's it. It's your time. And the bartenders are really good about that, though. They're not going to serve somebody if they can see it. Like, they're professionals. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know when somebody's like in the red zone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, every now and then you get that guy, bro. What's this is a good strip club? What's a good strip club I can bring the woman I'm gonna marry?
I like how you told me he was like, I don't want to go. She does.
Yeah.
I don't even want to be there.
It's not for me, man.
She wants to be there because I said, why are we gonna go? She's like, I want to go.
I don't want to go.
I can relate, man, because as a DJ, I was telling you, I have had so many experiences like that. Like when the dude comes up and he's like, yo, man, just play that song by that guy. I'm like, what? He's like, no, you know what I'm talking about? Then I just play. It's like, yo, that's it. No, it's not, dude. It was just the next song on the playlist. So, oh, man. Well, have fun bouncing tonight, dude.
I always do, man. I always do. It's always a good time, man. At the very least, I get paid to have fun, man, really.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
That's what I feel like it is when I DJ, man. Like I can drink on the job if I want to. They allow you to have beers, right? Like if you're like, can you drink while you're there? Like,
I mean,
you can have like a beer, but I mean,
no. Like after work, I'm allowed to, have a drink or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like while I'm there and on the job, I try not to, especially there because the beer is like ridiculously high alcohol content.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, if you drink a beer at Trinity, you're getting like 11.5 in some cases. Some cases it's like at the very least 8% alcohol by volume. And a lot of people, I mean, you don't have to be a lightweight to like have a beer and get fucked up at Trinity. You know what I mean? Like it's a pretty, they're pretty potent. So
yeah,
definitely something I wouldn't do just before I'm about to work or while I'm working.
Right. Word. No, I hear you, man. Yo, I saw Manchester by the Sea, that Casey Affleck movie.
How was that?
It was good, man. I mean, I I liked it a lot. Actually, I will say it was very good. I originally, Beck and I went to go with the intention to see Split, but Split was actually like sold out, and Manchester by the Sea was the only other movie that was like we could make at that time, and we had actually wanted to see it. So we checked it out. I will say that the movie was outstanding. I give it 5 stars, 5 out of 5. It's a very slow-paced movie. It's very depressing, but it's good it's depressing in a good way.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't walk out of there like how we felt after Batman v Superman. we were like depressed, but like on all levels.
Yeah.
like we when we walked out of this one, I was like, wow, that movie was depressing, but it was fucking good. You know, and Casey Affleck, man, like I was wondering if I was really going to be as impressed as everybody's saying how good of a job he's done, and he really did kill it, man. He killed it. Like his acting was outstanding in this. Probably one of the best things I've seen him in. And it was just a great story. It was a really powerful, you know, you're looking at this guy who's had some really shitty things happen to him in his life that I don't want to spoil because I didn't see it coming. And you see kind of how he has to struggle and deal with that, you know, over the course of his life, and where his relationships go and how he deals with, can't even live in the same town because of what's happened. So it was really good, man. It was really good. And, you know, him being from Boston, the accent was true. You know, that's one of the weird things about being from Rhode Island. When you see a movie in Boston take place, the accents are off, but he's from there.
Manchester by the Sea, kid.
You know, Manchester kid. So it was, but it was good. But you said Court saw it and she was like, eh.
Yeah, she said she thought it was weird. You know,
Yeah.
That's really all I can say about how she felt about it. Court's not going to give me a review of a movie. She's not like, you know, she's not like us. You know what I mean? Like, she's not going to jump on a podcast and be like, yeah, so Manchester by the Sea, great flick. Casey Affleck, amazing. So, like, no, she's just like, yeah, it was weird. I'm like, cool, thanks. No, that's all I need to know from her, though, because like if she says it's weird, it's like, okay, it's probably not a movie I want to see, right? But if she's like, oh, that movie was good, I'll be like, yeah, cool, I want to see that movie, right? Or if she was like, I don't know how I feel about it, I'll be like, all right, I don't want to see it. Those are her ratings, right?
Those are her ratings.
Those are like, you know, it's the same as like, you know, 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, right? Is like, it was weird, it was good, or I don't know how I feel about it, like. And that's all I get out of her.
Okay. All right. It makes sense. Yeah, dude. I mean, I definitely enjoyed it. I recommend anybody that is on the fence about going to see it, just check it out. And I also finally started watching Black Mirror, which I found out was backwards.
Yeah.
So
you found that out from me because you're like, yeah, I saw the first 2 episodes, blah, blah, and I'm like, yeah. How about this? And he was like, I didn't see that one. And I'm like, motherfucker, you're watching it backwards.
Well, into my defense, I sound like a fucking idiot. But like, I literally went on Netflix, and the way that it was set up, it was like I went into seasons and I scrolled to the top, and I thought the top was the first episode. Yeah. But it's actually like the most recent. So whatever. I mean, like the thing with Black Mirror is it's not one of those shows where you have to necessarily watch things in like, you know, one after the other. You can watch whatever episode you want because it's an anthology series and it's all very different concepts. They're like basically our stories.
So you saw the one with Bryce Dallas Howard?
Yeah.
Was that one any good?
It was good. It was super weird. It kind of reminded me of the one you were telling me about where like everybody has like a system of points.
Yeah.
It had a similar concept to it. She was awesome in it though, like super different from anything I've seen her in. There was another guy, I don't remember his name, but he's also been in Game of Thrones. He was in the 3rd episode that I watched. And that was really interesting. It's about this kid who basically it's, you know, these people are taking over his computer, and through his camera, they basically are able to get a video of him like jerking off. And he then gets like a text message on his, or like then something pops up on his computer, and it's like, we saw what you did. And then they start playing the video, and the kid starts freaking out. And they're like, they basically tell him like, you have to do what we say or we're going to release the video. And he ends up like running into other people that they also have under control. And they're like, he's like, what's going on? And they like do what they have to do. Like, I don't care. I did my part. They're not going to, you know, I'm done. And then like he has to basically carry out their plan so they don't release the blackmail they have. But it was interesting how that guy from Game of Thrones, I don't remember his name, but he's like one of the guys that's I can't even tell you who the fuck his name is, but he was the dude who he was in jail at one point, and remember that other girl, basically she was like just say I'm the hottest girl ever. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'll give you the antidote. That dude. He's like nasty with like a knife and like a sword. Like he's a really good swordsman. But I mean, like he is the guy in that episode, and obviously very different from his Game of Thrones character. So it's an interesting show, and I really recommend that anybody check this out because
dude, you know how you get out of that situation though? Like if they record you masturbating,
yeah, you
go, oh, you got that? Yo, is your camera ready now? Hold on. Get your camera ready. Get your camera ready, buddy. And you start like taking your pants off. And you got it? Am I in frame?
Yeah.
Right? And like, hold on, this is my good side. And you just start fucking whacking off, right? Like in the camera, you're just like, yeah, this is good. This is a good one, right? You know what I mean? And then like, that's it.
Well, yeah, but see, you're like logically thinking about it, whereas like this kid is like he's got to be like 15, like he's freaking out, like he thinks like the people at school are gonna see this, his parents, like he's at that age where like, oh, I'm jerking off, I'm doing something wrong, like he's still kind of like super vulnerable. So I mean, they got him at the right moment, he's freaking out. And I also think it has something to do with
Get
exactly
your popcorn ready.
It was what he was jerking off to. I think it was the other interesting part. So, yeah, check it out. Black Mirror. It's a really good show. So
great show.
Yeah. So, but you were talking to me, man, about, you showed me the trailer earlier for Powerless, which looks awesome.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Powerless, dude.
Dude, that shit looks great, man. Like, what's up with friggin'
Is it
Alan Tudyk? Yeah,
so funny, dude.
Licking the bagel and shit. Like I haven't
no
seen
more
it yet.
Bagel Wednesdays.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. It's coming on. I mean, it came on last night. It premiered on Thursday night, 8:30 NBC. I think it was 8:30 Central Time. Yeah, it's the first ever like superhero comedy show, and it's based on regular everyday people that don't have superpowers. Living in a world with people that have superpowers and that have like these super battles. Right. And the cool thing is that it's a Warner Brothers production. It's like in the DC universe. So you have like mentions of Wonder Woman and Superman, and like it's like those are the beings that are having these super battles. And Alan Tudyk is actually playing Bruce Wayne's cousin.
Yep.
Who's basically assigned to be the new boss at this insurance company, and the insurance company is basically a company that handles the insurance claims of people that have been involved in these super conflicts. So like oh, my car got crushed by Wonder Woman, or somebody threw a bus on my house, right? And they would file a claim with these people, and like they would get paid out and make money to like rebuild or whatever. And so like that's the concept. And I haven't seen it, so I don't know everything that's going to happen, but it looks really funny. Danny Pudi is in it, who is from the show Community.
Community, okay.
Yeah. And Community was a fucking awesome show, man. That was I watched every single episode. I binged the shit out of that. That was the first series that I ever binged.
Right.
Was Community. And I loved it. It was absolutely fantastic. And it got me in the habit of watching shows like back to back to back like that. And it's why I can watch so much TV now. And like you're always amazed by how many shows do you watch? And it's like because I just watch them all the way through.
Right.
But yeah, he's funny. That's a funny dude. So yeah, it's gonna be great, man. And Alan Tudyk already like in the trailer has become kind of like the Michael Scott of the show. It looks
which I'm glad that he kind of has taken on that persona, because I feel like Alan Tudyk doesn't get enough credit for being funny.
Right.
Like he was funny in A Knight's Tale, but he was also like super funny in 28 Days with Sandra Bullock, where she like went to like rehab. He was like, I forgot what accent he had, but he was the comic relief for that movie, and I feel like I haven't seen him in like a funny movie in a long time.
K2SO, man.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
it wasn't a funny movie, but he was definitely the comic relief of Rogue One.
He was, but I mean, like him actually being there on screen with an on-screen presence. I'm glad that he's getting that chance to kind of show that, because he's super cool, man. And he's my twin. So, what was the other thing I want to mention too? So Powerless, man. I like the concept of that though, because like, and when I watched Man of Steel, like they're flying around just like destroying everything. I'm like, who the fuck is gonna pay for this? Like this damage. So I like that somebody kind of took on that concept. But I did want to mention to you Alien Covenant, dude. We haven't really had a chance to talk about this. You just recently saw the trailer. And I just want to know, today, dude, like what first response, man, first thoughts. What do you think about it?
I think it looks great. I mean, I feel the same way that I feel with most of these franchises. Like when I see a new Terminator trailer or a new Transformers the movie trailer or it's like these are Predator, whatever, right? Like these are franchises that have had like really great first starts, and in some cases even better sequels, but then kind of lost me along the way. Terminator 3 with the fucking
that was stupid.
The Terminatrix chick or whatever.
Terminator Salvation, isn't that what
Salvation was like? Salvation was like meh. Yeah. Like I take it or leave it, right?
Yeah.
And I shouldn't feel that way about a film. Like I should want to be invested in the film and the characters and stuff like that. And then you get into that whole thing. Like you can do this with Spider-Man, kinda, where you kind of retell the origin all the time. But with Terminator, for instance, they're always retelling the origin. Like back in the future, like this is what's going on in the future, and we have to send somebody back to do this, to do X, to do let's just get a continuation of the story at some point, so we can actually feel like we can invest in the character, and that will pay off at some point. Same thing with this stuff. Like I'm hoping that I know this is the next film in this new trilogy. I think it's going to be a trilogy, but. Where Prometheus has started everything off, and Prometheus was a very strong start, right? So sure, like I'm excited, and it looks very exciting. It looks promising, but I don't know any of the characters except for
David.
Yeah. So I now have to get to know all the characters in this film. So there's not like and I'm gonna veer off just a little bit, where you have like Star Wars, you have Marvel, you have. Even DC to some extent, even though I'm not liking what they're doing with the characters, I know the characters, and I know the characters because they're building on top of each movie, right? And I get to, and I'm carrying over, and like when the next film comes out, I know that I've got some type of investment that's going to pay off in this film, and I'm going to reinvest in some other things and let that kind of grow and mature before I get some payout. And with this, like I invested and got paid out in the first film. Now I have to reinvest, and it's like one of those things where it gets a little tiring.
Right, but I think you also have to take into account, I mean, when Prometheus happened and when this film happens, or this storyline happens, is years after Prometheus. And you can tell that right from the trailer, because, it's a whole new group of people coming into a whole other planet where David looks like he's already there. They find him. He's the only survivor, and it looks like he's also been repaired, because after the first movie he had his head ripped off,
right?
So like he's gotten repaired somehow. How that's going to happen, or what that, if that story is explained, is interesting, because I think the woman who went with him is long gone at this point, and we don't even know if she necessarily survived. So I find it very interesting that to see him in kind of like one piece. I really want to know what happened there after the end of the first Prometheus. I'm excited because it looks like we're getting into what most people know as the Alien films, where you see like the first appearance of the egg that opens up and the facehugger jumps out. And like and Billy Crudup is in this, and like when I saw him go over to the egg and the fucking thing jumped out, dude, I had like a Shang Tsung moment from Mortal Kombat. Like the facehugger that we all know jumps out, and in my head I'm like, it has begun. Like I'm just so ready for this shit to go down. And we're also getting to see what most of us know as the xenomorph and what it looks like. Like, that's the alien that we know.
Right.
It's starting to kind of take on the characteristics of a human, which is very different than the characteristics of, like, the creator host in Prometheus. So we're starting to see that the bridges are starting to connect to how it comes to be what we all know as Alien. Also, one of the cool things is that we all know of, you know, the chest burster, whereas in the trailer it looks like this thing's busting out of the dude's back. And that's pretty cool to see because that's something that hasn't been done before either. So, I don't know. I'm really excited, man. You got Danny McBride in this. I wasn't even aware. You kind of, we were looking at the cast today. I guess James Franco has a small part in it too, which is kind of cool. They're kind of like, you know, you can't have Danny McBride without James Franco. I feel like kind of a pair.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why that happened. But yeah, and Michael Fassbender, you know, obviously a great actor. I wish Assassin's Creed would have been better, but this is, you know, this is another Ridley Scott masterpiece that I'm excited to see. So, comes out in May. I hope everybody's getting pumped for it because I know I am. And May 5th, dude, May is a big, not May. Well, May is big, but I know that March is also big because March 5th is, or 3rd is, when Logan comes out. But what else is coming out in May? You were talking to me about that a couple of weeks ago. Like, May is like a huge month for movies.
Oh, man, it's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, as Alien, what else? There's a bunch of other ones, dude.
Oh, man.
Spider-Man, too?
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah. There's a ton of them, dude.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Guardians comes out unless they moved it. I think they may have moved it. Let me just double check.
Oh, yeah. No, Guardians was coming out in May, as far as I know.
That's what I thought, but let's see. Guardians...
I don't think that they moved that. I could have been wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that they didn't. I think they kept the same release date on that. Dude, Guardians, that's another one, dude. That movie looks so sick. Like, that's a trailer that I'm really hoping. See,
May 5th.
May 5th?
Yeah.
All right.
So that's going to be another one that's coming out. I mean, March, we're getting...
that's what I was saying, Logan. You know,
Logan. And then... we're also getting Iron Fist on Netflix.
Oh, so sick. I can't wait for Iron Fist. That looks good. Iron Fist, that's one that I'm really excited about because it's all martial arts. Like, or the majority of it is, you know, and that's something I'm like super interested in. I wanted to tell you about this side note. Speaking about martial arts, this is really funny. So this dude came into work the other day and I was working with him and he starts talking to me about, like, first of all, he's got like a scarf around his head that he like tied around his head, but it's like hanging off to the side. I'm like, maybe he wants to keep his head warm. And then I realized like he's wearing like those gloves that like have no fingers. And then, and then his fingernails are like colored different colors. I'm like, all right, it's like kind of like maybe he's like an artist or something. And then he's got like another scarf tied around his pants, like around his jacket, like tied like that. And I'm like, all right.
Was he cosplaying?
No, right? Yeah, well, it would have been a halfway cosplay if that was the case. But anyway, he's like, so he's sitting there talking to me, and then all of a sudden we get into the conversation. He's like, yeah, man, you know, he goes, I've been using this a lot, you know, because like I'm doing some stuff for school and I'm studying, and you know, I've been really looking into like I've been started doing this ninja training, and like he said ninja training, and at first I was like, all right, I'm just gonna pretend that I didn't hear him say that, and then. He's like, yeah, you know, because like ninjas, you know, like they basically, no, seriously, like like he had to, before he even like explained, he had to say like, no, seriously. I'm like, no, it's cool, man. Like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you know, I'm really trying to study ninjas and see how they move and how they breathe and how they can control their heart rate. And I was like, and he goes, so you have an Apple Watch? He goes, you like it? And I was like, oh, I love it, man. And then he's like, oh, cool. He's like, what do you think about that? I was like, oh, well, it's cool, man. You know, if I work out, I can check my heart rate. And he goes, yeah, that would be really cool because when I meditate, he goes, I try to control my heart rate. He goes, with my breathing and my subconscious. And I was like, so you're going to check your heart rate, like to see if you can slow it down? He's like, yeah. He's like, because if you're like fighting somebody, he's like, you can slow down your heart rate. He goes, and if like you're trying to like sneak up on somebody, you know, they can feel that if your heart's beating fast. He goes, but if you slow it down, I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? So it's like, it's crazy, you know, like to think about it's so like, I'm trying to like, you know, talk to this dude, but at the same time, having a very hard time like taking him seriously. But I think that's like, it's kind of like, you gotta have confidence to come out and say like, you're like studying ninjas, like you know
I
what I
don't
mean.
know if
Like,
confidence is the right word.
well, you got to be. I think you got to be dedicated to that. Like you have to take it seriously. You know,
Committed is probably the word that I would use.
Yeah, committed maybe is a better word.
Committed.
I'm just like wondering, like, is this guy gonna start making like fucking smoke bombs, so he can just be like, Psst, I'm out?
Bring him to Butler and get him committed.
Yeah, I mean, because usually they use scarves around their head too. But it was a very interesting, meet up with this person. But regardless, I mean, like I that's the first person I've ever met who's told me that they were studying to be a ninja. Like that's legit. All right, cool, man. But yeah, so I mean, when you said Iron Fist, that was like the first thing I thought of because that was the last like martial arts conversation that I had. But he was, I don't know, he's interesting, man. It was cool. I forgot to tell you about that. I forgot. I'm trying to control my heart rate because people can feel that. Like what? Well, they can't, dude. Anyway, well,
that's the last thing I've never heard that before. I've never tried to sneak up on somebody and like they notice me and they go, "Yeah, dude, I felt your heart rate like back while you were at the door, man. You need to learn how to control that."
Yeah,
shit.
unless you have like fucking heightened sentences like Daredevil. You know what I mean? I could hear you. But anyway, you and I both had the opportunity to watch Bill Burr, which is Walk Your Way Out, his new Netflix special, which was freaking awesome.
Hilarious.
Bill Burr, dude, if you guys have not checked this out yet, it just came out this past week. Make sure you check out his special. It's phenomenal. He does it in he was in Texas, I believe. Was it Texas? Yeah, it was Texas. And he was wearing like a cowboy shirt. He's like, I went out and bought this cowboy shirt for the show. But I don't know, man. What stuck out to you? I mean, what'd you like about it? I mean, it's just Bill Burr.
It was just Bill Burr. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy can say anything and it's hilarious. Just like with his his character, who he is. You know what I mean? Like, he's a character.
He is.
He really is. Like, I mean, it's like you have Peter Griffin.
Right.
Anything Peter Griffin says is fucking hilarious because of his character. The same thing with Bill Burr. Like in real life, though, like he is just a character.
Right.
And he's unique. Like nobody else can do what he does without somebody going, "Oh, you sound like Bill Burr."
Right. He's definitely got like that yelling voice that comes into handy a lot in his act. My favorite
with his huh? You know,
my favorite thing he does when he's talking about something, he goes, "It's unreal."
Yeah.
That's my favorite. It's unreal.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Fuck yourself.
He was awesome. And when he started talking about McDonald's, that was probably my favorite part. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to try to do it because I'm not going to do it justice. It's just basically about how McDonald's, like, they shouldn't have healthy options. Like, you should know going into McDonald's what you're getting. And it's just, awesome.
I liked when he was talking about like breakfast.
Oh yeah.
Like all day breakfast. He said like
I want to bring back that clown.
He said like some weed head was just like,
"Hey man, you don't have one of those like, if he's getting a rap, man, I want like a breakfast thingy."
He said, "Your own mother won't make you pancakes at 3 p.m.
Get your fat ass down here before 10:30, or you're getting a burger." So, no, it was fucking good, man. So check it out.
Good shit.
But we talked about this earlier. Patriots, man, going to the Super Bowl on Sunday. How
we
psyched
did talk
are you?
About this. I am
How
fucking
psyched?
like zero psyched. I'm gonna work.
I'm gonna work.
Yep.
I'm gonna leave work, not turn on the fucking TV.
Leave work. I'm gonna maybe check it out, see what the score is.
I know you're gonna check it out. What are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I know you're gonna check it out. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but I'm not. I'm like, my excitement. I could give like zero shits. Right
who are you
now.
rooting for?
The Giants.
All right. You know they're not playing though, right?
Yeah, but I'm still rooting for them. That's my team.
So isn't that automatically setting yourself up for failure if you know they're not even in the Super Bowl?
Well, no, that's why I'm not watching the Super Bowl. I'm waiting until next season.
Right, but you're going to check it out. So I'm surprised you're not rooting for opposite Patriots. Like whoever's not playing, like whoever's not the Patriots, I feel like you'd be rooting for.
I mean, the Patriots are in the Super Bowl, and we talked about this earlier. I believe they're in the Super Bowl for a reason. Yeah. And I believe that reason is not necessarily because they're crushing their fucking opponents legitimately. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what the outcome of this is going to be. Who knows? Maybe fucking Matt Ryan comes out in a tutu and fucking forgets that he's going to go play in the Super Bowl. He thinks he's going to do a recital. I don't know. Maybe fucking, Julio Jones shows up and he's fucking like, where's the ice cream? And if that doesn't make sense to you, it wasn't supposed to. I don't want to put any emphasis or like any effort into believing that somebody's going to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl this time around, because unless it's the Giants,
right,
it's not going to happen. And even at this point, I think if the Giants played the Patriots in the Super Bowl, there would be some kind of interference from the referees to make it, all right, best 2 out of 3. Or best 3 out of 4, best, whatever. Fuck it, man. It's all about, to me, it's all about a story. It's a headline that they're looking for.
Right. And
for Brady to get his 5 rings is the headline that they're going for this year, I think. And, I would be surprised if we didn't see that.
Well, you never know, man. They had a chance to have a perfect season a couple of years back and fuck that up. So they could fuck this up too. So
yeah, and I don't think that, I honestly don't think that went the way the NFL wanted it, though.
What do you mean?
I honestly think that they were trying to get that perfect season, and the NFL was trying to help them out with it. And by some fucking miracle, we pulled it off, because I don't think that our team was built or designed for the Super Bowl that year. But we did it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens on Sunday. I'm psyched about it. I'm actually going to Don's with Becca, so it should be fun. Either way, dude, sad news. John Hurt died, which sucks. That happened earlier this week, I guess. Actually, no, it happened last Friday. After we had recorded. I had found out that he died, so we didn't have really a time to talk about it. Dude, that guy's a legend. He's been in everything, and he was awesome. And obviously, let's just talk about his first. One of his biggest films, I think, he's most well known for, was the original Alien. I mean, he's the guy who showed like the chest burster. I mean, that was the first time they'd ever done that,
right?
And that was him. And the whole everybody that was involved in that whole scene didn't know it was going to happen. They knew something was going to happen, but didn't know what. Like Ridley Scott didn't want to tell anybody.
Yeah.
So everybody kind of saw that for the first time, and all their reactions were real. So props to him for fucking having one of the coolest things ever that became super famous in horror. I mean, he's also he was the main guy in charge of everything in that movie Equilibrium. Remember that with Christian Bale? No, not Equilibrium. It was V for Vendetta. He was the voice of whoever the main guy was.
No, he wasn't.
No, that's the dude from The Matrix. I'm talking about. He was the face of the dude who would come on the screens and talk.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot exactly what his name was, because I've only seen that movie once. He was also in The Skeleton Key. I mean, dude, I'm leaving out a ton of his well-known movies, but kind of depressing, man, to find out that he died, because I really thought he was an awesome actor.
He was fantastic. You just made me think of something, and this is just how my fucking brain works. Years from now, people are going to be sitting across from each other, maybe in a similar situation, maybe on a podcast or whatever doubles for a podcast years from now. And somebody is going to say these words. They're going to say, man, Will Smith died. Dude was a legend.
Right.
You know what I mean? Think about that.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to say Will Smith was a legend.
Yeah. And why did you think of Will Smith?
Because I'm trying to think of the least likely person that I think is a legend at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to, Will Smith is going to probably die a legend for some people.
Yeah, because they grew up, I mean...
Men in Black, man. Man. He just brought the comedy to that. It was sick. And to think that he started off on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, but at the same time, I mean, I think when you say somebody's a legend, it's funny to actually think about that now, but at the same time, he's done a ton of work for his age when you think about it. That guy's we've seen him grow up. You know, like think about that. I mean, there's not a lot of actors that you can say like have been doing it forever. Like there are some people that just come out like they start getting big. Like Emma Stone, like she started like what in her like maybe late teens, early 20s. I mean, this guy started like I feel like when he was like 16, 15, probably before a little bit before that. You know, and he's done a lot of stuff outside of that too. You know, I feel like and technically he was a legend because I am legend. So, but yeah, it is weird to kind of think about that, you know. Oh man, Will Smith's son died.
Jaden Smith.
Kid was a legend. His dad was a legend. They just skip right over it. Oh, horrible movie.
Holy shit.
Horrible movie. Should have never been remade. Awesome. Should have never been remade, dude.
But Jaden Smith was a G in that movie.
No, he wasn't. He sucked. He sucked. Jackie Chan was a fucking horrible Mr. Miyagi, too. Anyway. Yeah, dude. So
no, people are going to be like, Jaden Smith. Who was his father again?
Will.
Yeah. Fucking. Everybody's a legend in somebody's eyes, right?
Right.
Dude, I got a text from Rob yesterday. He sent me this link, so I click on it and I find out that Marvel and Hulu have cast the Runaways. It's going to be a TV series on Hulu. It's going to be Hulu exclusive. And the first, I'll just tell you a little bit about the concept. I mean, the concept of the show is really cool. It's like these kids find out that their parents are evil masterminds and they're trying to like take over the world, right?
Right.
They all know that they come from like special parents, like, but they think their parents are good people. Like, you know, most of us like will idolize our parents and so on and so forth. Even if we don't know everything that, you know, they do behind closed doors. Well, in this case, what they're doing behind closed doors is having these supervillain meetings, and it's basically called the Pride, like a lion's pride, right? Like where it's just a group of people meeting, and like they all get together and they have these like evil plots and plans and so on and so forth. And the kids, while they're having their meeting, the kids all hang out together, but they don't like each other. Like they can't stand each other. They're not, you know, they talk and they get along for the most part, but they're not really like friends. But when they find out that because they happen to listen in or hear something that they are not supposed to hear, they decide to band together, and their goal becomes to stop their parents, right? By using their abilities, which are each of their abilities are kind of like a lesser version of what their parents have for abilities. So playing in this show, it's going to be Renzi Feliz, who's going to play Alex Wilder, who's kind of like the leader of the group. He's just basically a nerd who spends a lot of his free time playing video games and basically just wants to reunite his childhood group of friends. Lyrica Okano, she played in The Affair and Unforgettable. She's going to be Nico Minoru. And she's basically like this like goth like Wiccan. So she has like magic spells, and she uses blood magic basically. So she has to like cut herself in order to, you know, like get like her spells going and stuff.
Yeah.
And she loses a little bit of power each time she uses her spells, and she like has to like, you know, rest to rejuvenate and be able to cast, you know, bigger and better spells. But every time she uses a particular word, because like basically it's like she has to say a word backwards to get it to, you know, be
to
something.
Work,
or
yeah.
But every time she uses a spell, she can't use that one again. She can't use that word again.
So she can only use the spell once?
Yes.
That's weird.
It's weird, but it's a really cool dynamic because it makes her job challenging, and it gives you it gives the viewer something to be like, oh shit, well she can't say that again, and like, you know, she's in this situation where that would work out. What's she gonna do? And she might find a synonym. You know what I mean? Like, so she's gotta have a like great vocabulary in order to, you know, make her powers work.
Right.
Then there's Virginia Gardner, who played in Goat and Little Bitches. I didn't know there was a show or a movie called Little Bitches, but
I didn't know that either.
Going to look it up because it sounds fantastic. What you watching? I'm watching Little Bitches.
Yeah.
No, like, what are they doing though? No, that's the name of the show. She's going to be, so Virginia Gardner is going to be Carolina Dean, who's like this, she's like super beautiful, like on the outside and like kind of damaged on the inside. And there's a lot going on with her that I'm not going to talk about because I feel like it might spoil what you're going to see. But then there's Ariella Bearer, who's from New Girl and One Day at a Time, the new remake of One Day at a Time. She's going to play Gert Yorks. She's a purple-haired chick. She wears glasses. In the comics, she's overweight, which is really cool because like she ends up becoming the love interest for the jock of the group, who is Chase Stein. But the cool thing about that is like it kind of shows that, you know, for Chase, like beauty was kind of like in the eye of the beholder. But this girl is actually an attractive young lady with, you know, and looks like she's in decent shape. So I don't know like how there's a message that's going to get lost there, but I mean, I guess it's a small price to pay for a stellar cast. But anyway, Chase Stein is the jock of the crew. He really doesn't have any powers. So that's going to be something interesting. And then there's Allegra Acosta, who is going to play Molly Hernandez, who's like actually one of the coolest characters in the crew. She's a young girl, like, and when I say young girl, she's maybe 9-10 years old, but she is the most powerful one in the group. And like she's just super strong. She's like Hulk level strength.
Oh, that's sick.
So it's awesome. She plays such an awesome role. I don't know how she's gonna do or what it's gonna. And she looks like she's a little bit older than what, you know, they planned on in the comics or how she was written in the comics. But she still has that youthful appearance. So I think she's gonna be able to pull it off. And I don't know how well she's gonna do in the role, but I know the character is cute as hell and a lot of fun to read. So. Yeah, it should be really interesting to watch all these kids come together, and they're all like different types of people and individuals. And like I was saying before to you, I mean, I think it's like got a dynamic that's very much like the Goonies, where you have like, you know, all these kids that don't really belong together, but they're out there adventuring and doing things that they think are the right thing to do. All while
it's like combined forces working together.
Yeah, all while being chased down by an evil force. In this case, their parents. So yeah, very much like the Goonies, Stranger Things, that type of thing. And if they do it right and they nail the heart of the show, just like Stranger Things did, it's going to be another home run.
Yeah, man, I agree. It sounds interesting. It's probably something I'll actually check it out. And you know, you brought up Stranger Things. We actually were just kind of watching something, which was David Harbour giving his speech at the SAG Awards, where he literally like
he was turned up.
He just went like ham, dude, on stage, like literally like going off. It was awesome.
Winona Ryder didn't know what the hell to think.
No, Winona Ryder was kind of losing her mind a little bit.
She looked at the speech a couple of times, like the paper that he was holding, like she was like looking at it, like, does it really say that? Like,
yeah,
you know, like, or I took it two ways. It was either she didn't know what the hell he was saying, or she was just like she was giving reactions like how she felt like the audience might react to what he was saying. Like, really? What?
Well, I think she was just, I think she was trying to play that kind of like, like, I didn't really know he was going to say this, but I have to stand here and like, I should be a little surprised right now, like that he's going off like this, and whoa, like, what do I do? Like, I'll just stand here and try to act normal, but by doing that, I look super awkward. Like, she's like an awkward person in general, so I feel like, and her face can be very expressive, so I feel
she's
like,
good.
So I feel like she maybe went a little too far. They made like so many memes about her. It's like, this is the face I make on Mondays.
Nice.
You know, but he went off, man. And you guys can watch it. I'm not really going to go into what he was saying, but it obviously had some political references, but it was actually a pretty badass speech. And they were psyched to win because Stranger Things did not think that they were going to win this at all. So you could see like they were all flipping out on stage. And obviously got picked up for season 2, so that kicks ass. Another thing that happened this week is Ben Affleck, I guess, dropped out of directing the new Batman movie.
Yeah.
So, which
that was a thing that happened.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. A lot of people have different theories about it. People say that they think that he dropped out because he's not comfortable directing and acting at the same time, which I think is bullshit because he's done it before,
multiple times.
And he did that and won Best Director during Argo or for Argo.
I think he dropped out because he's not comfortable acting out a script that he thinks is awful.
Yeah, well, they got rid of Deathstroke
directing
apparently.
a script.
So,
yeah.
I mean, if you get rid of Deathstroke, which is apparently what they did, then it kind of like flips his idea upside down. I mean, if you take out the main villain of a story, that probably changes a lot. And he probably wasn't ready to step into something he wasn't confident with.
Yeah, it's
and direct it.
The other thing too is like if a movie bombs, it's very easy to blame the director.
Yeah.
Not many times do you blame the actor.
Right.
Right? You look at the actor and you're like, this guy, we know he can act. We've seen him act in many movies, and we loved what he did.
But he was acting according to the director's directions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're directing a piece of crap script or a screenplay, and acting in it at the same time, it's like you become the scapegoat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in a lot of instances, Josh Trank is a big. What do you call it? What do you call these things? They're in American.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're examples.
Oh.
He's a big example.
Okay.
Josh Trank is like with the Fantastic Four film. Now, I'm not saying that it would have been great if the studio didn't put their hands in the pot, but he was absolutely the scapegoat for 20th Century Fox not delivering on another fucking Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
And far be it from me to be the one to say he would have nailed it, but shit. I mean, Fox dropped the ball so many fucking times.
Right. Well, yeah, and so many times I think you pretty much said it. They fuck everything up. But with that being said, let's jump into our
let's trumpet.
Let's trumpet. No, let's jump into our Would You Rather segment, man, because I'm psyched about it. We do it every week, and this is a fan favorite. So we're going to do this. Cooley, I'm going to ask you the questions first.
All right.
And then I'll give you 5, and then you can give me 5. So let's do this.
All right, go.
All right, cool. Let's see. I'm going to get a good question for you. Would you rather have an ugly girlfriend that's amazing at sex or have the hottest girlfriend that's horrible at sex?
I'd rather have an ugly girlfriend that's amazing at sex.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
No. Shit.
Let's see what people said. 66% of people disagree with you.
Really?
Yeah. They would say have the hottest girlfriend that's horrible at sex.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what good is the hot girlfriend?
She's hot, I guess.
I mean, it's like here it is. It's like those you ever look at the menu?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're made out of like fake food, right? Like, so like imagine having a plate of that awesome looking fucking food in front of you and you can't eat it.
Yeah.
Would you rather have that, or would you rather have the shit that they actually serve you at McDonald's and put it in your fucking mouth and chew?
Right. I see what you're saying,
right.
but then again, like, I guess if your girlfriend's like really ugly, then like you're not attracted to her. So, but I mean,
unless you know what she can do. Because if she's amazing at sex. True.
But yeah, I don't know. But, I mean, I guess like if you have a hot girlfriend, but she's not good at sex, you got to make it your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do what you got to do. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Would you rather permanently be drunk or permanently be high?
High.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
because at least when you're high, you still kind of have some of your wits about you.
Right.
When you're drunk, I see too many drunk people at my job. So
it's a sad sight.
Yeah.
All right. And a 55% of people agree with you. Let's see. Would you rather marry your crush and they'll love you, or win $1 billion and have your crush hate you?
I'd rather win $1 billion and have my crush hate me.
Yeah, I think that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. In this world.
Yeah, and 51% of people agree with you.
Word.
All right, and we got. Let's see. Would you rather? I don't even know. This question makes no sense. Okay, would you rather get a piano or don't get one?
What?
Would you rather get a piano or don't get one?
I'm gonna say don't get one. I don't have room in my house for it, and I can't play it, so it makes no fucking sense. So I'm gonna not get a piano.
Yeah. All right. And I think I got one more for
dumb.
you. That was actually really funny. Or don't get one. All right. Last one. Would you rather live one life that lasts 1,000 years, or live 10 different lives that last 100 years each?
I'd rather live 10 different lives that last 100 years each.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool.
That's fucking awesome.
Fucking awesome.
I'm going to write that story.
You have a lot of knowledge. All right, sweet. And let's see. 70% of the people agree with you.
Word.
All right, let's do it.
All right, man. Would you rather Megan Fox from Transformers or Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones?
Megan Fox from Transformers.
Mm.
There's something about her.
68% of America agrees with you,
I was
sir.
going to say disagree. All right, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right, next.
Yep.
Would you rather get a lot of followers or get a lot of love?
I'm going to say... I'd say get a lot of love because I feel like followers are sometimes stupid. You know what I mean? Like...
And for those of you out there that follow us...
Nope, I mean followers. I mean fake followers.
Yeah, fake followers.
Like,
Some followers can be fake.
Yeah, if you have followers that are dedicated and committed to what you do, then those are the followers that I want. But if
82.
But if you have followers that are fake and are bots and shit like that, then that's something I don't want a part of. But if you have a lot of love, then that's legit. You know what I mean? I'd rather take that over followers.
Yeah, 82% of America agrees with you, sir.
Yeah, word. People know what I mean. You have to sugarcoat it. All right, number 3.
Would you rather love a donkey and get $1,000 every month, or get paid $10 every week?
Like define love.
I don't know. It doesn't. It just says love a donkey. So I guess
I love a donkey.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yep.
You mean fuck it?
No, I mean fuck that. I'm just whatever. It's cool. I'll love the donkey.
68% of America would love a donkey.
Yeah, I'd give it a hug and love it, and get money. Sure.
Yeah, because that's $1,000 a month as opposed to $40 a month. So yeah. All right.
Number 4. You got one?
Not yet. I'm going through these.
Are you trying to get a good one?
Yeah, because some of them, they weren't even good dumb. They were just dumb.
They were just dumb.
Would you rather have a private task force of 10 U.S. Navy SEALs or live in the Middle Ages and have a private army of 100 knights?
I'm going to go with the first one, the task force. Because I don't want to leave I don't want to live in medieval times,
Yeah, 62% agree with you.
Yeah. It kind of scares me when you go to other countries that are not as developed as you, and you realize how important medical care is. When Becca and I went to the Dominican, it was I was thinking about in the medieval times they didn't have medicine, a lot of medicine that could help you if you got sick. So we were driving through this really bad area in the Dominican, and my buddy looks at me and he goes, "Dude, this is the worst." He goes, "What happens if you get a paper cut?" He's like, "You roll in there, you're like, yo, I got a paper cut." And they're like, "Yeah, you might want to get your affairs in order." He got 2 weeks left. So, this is Middle Ages. I'm all set with that, dude. All right, go for it. Last question.
Would you rather spit the cum or swallow the cum?
Jesus Christ. I think I might pass on that. I might pass. I think I'm not even going to answer that. Give me another one. Jesus.
All right. Okay. All right. We'll pass. Suspense is killing me.
It's killing you. You're looking at it.
I know.
Go. Whatever it comes up. I don't care. Go.
Okay. Would you rather summer and winter or spring and fall?
Would I rather? Well, I don't even know what that means.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm going to skip that.
God damn it.
Fucking tell me to go.
Go.
Would you rather die of hunger or die of obesity?
Die of obesity.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because at least I die happy. like at least I die with I'm down. Like I got
55% of America agrees with you.
Yeah, because dude, you get to eat whatever you want instead of. I feel like hunger is the worst.
What's alarming is that 45% of America disagrees with you.
Yeah.
So 45% of America would rather starve to death than die of obesity.
It's because they're vain, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to get fat. Ew.
Ew.
I'd rather just die.
Ew.
I'd rather die than look ugly.
Ew.
You know? Ew. All right. Well, that pretty much does it for this episode of the RedBeard Podcast. Guys, make sure you're getting ready to check out one of our upcoming episodes, which we'll be releasing. We're recording it on the 12th, so we may be releasing it on the 12th or the day after. But we're going to be working with Hector Rodriguez, who, if you guys don't know who he is, obviously just go on YouTube, go on RedBeardPodcast.com, and check out the interview that we did with him at Rhode Island Comic Con. Guy is a baller artist. And does a lot of superhero mashups, which I've talked about before. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to talk to him, and just shoot the shit, man, about the stuff that he's doing and just everything Hector Rodriguez. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for and your ears open for the episode on February 12th.
Yeah, he's coming in with his buddies John Escobalas and Keith Murphy.
Yep.
So basically the whole GWP crew.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And matter of fact, it's next week.
Yeah.
So it's basically going to be next week's episode. So
Yeah.
we might be a couple of days late. We might not be releasing on Friday.
We might not be. It's all about.
We might be.
We might be. We're recording on that day, but we're gonna do some editing. So it's gonna be a pretty awesome podcast. So we want to make sure that we release something awesome for you guys as usual. So keep your eyes peeled, ears open, and we are going to TerraCon as well. On the 24th and 25th.
25th and 26th.
Sorry, 25th and 26th. Coming to the Rhode Island Convention Center. A lot of cool guests. Actually, Andrea Perrin, who you guys know, she lived in the actual real house that The Conjuring was about. And also some cool people like King Ezekiel, and the list goes on. Just check it out.
Yup.
But we'll be there, and we'll be getting some good stuff for you guys. So we'll catch you next week. Peace.
Later.